like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of WWE Raw week commencing the 13th of October. So Cody Rhodes comes out. Whoa! And then basically says him and Jey Uso are going to win the tag team titles back. And he wants to introduce his team for Survivor Series, which consists of Jey Uso. Sami Zayn comes out. And also, no, I'm trying to, nearly got it wrong. Seth Rollins comes out. I need to butcher that. As they all came out, obviously there's a bit of tension between Seth and Cody. The Judgment Day come out. And basically they start calling out their team, basically individually saying why they're inferior to the Judgment Day. And then Seth gets mad and goes, listen, I ain't come here to talk, I come here to fight. So let's fight. So then it goes into Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn versus Dominic and JD in a decent match. But it didn't end because everybody came down who's going to be in Survivor Series. It turned to a big brawl and Seth won by DQ. And that was that, really. Then we have Zoe Starks coming out. She calls out Rhea Ripley. Says she basically had Rhea beat. And Rhea goes, basically, you're not on my level. And we will see. And Rhea said she's not overlooking her. So they will face off in Survivor Series. We will see what happens there. Then we had Shinsuke Nakamura calling out anybody who wants to see him come out. So he wants to see him come out. We'll see. Then we have Cody and Seth Rollins in the back, basically saying they don't like each other, they don't get on, they have an issue, but they want to put everything aside to be on the same page at Survivor Series, and they both agree. So we will see what happens. Then we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Otis in a great match, but in the end, 3 King Sasas, I believe that's how you say it, gets the job done, and Shinsuke gets the victory. Then Drew in the back congratulates Seth Rollins on the victory and says he will work his way back and he will see him again at some point. Then we have Piper Niven, I believe her name is Piper Niven, versus Tegan Knox in a great match, but in the end, Tegan gets the victory. Then we have The Miz in the back basically saying he wants to face Gunther, and then Ivor turns up and says, you ain't ready for Gunther, no one respects you, Miz, you're a joke. And then Bronson Reed turns up and goes, he's lucky both of them are getting a shot because he'll take them both out. Then we have Ciampa versus Kaiser in a one-on-one match, great match. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it, but in the end, Kaiser gets the victory. There was a little bit of interference. Then we have the Judgment Day get together and they're making plans for later. And Rhea Ripley says they think it's time to make JD a full member of the Judgment Day. Then we have Xia Li versus Indy in a great match, but it ended by a slight TKO. And in Xia Li got the victory, and then Becky Lynch comes out, calls out Xia, and they get into a brawl. Then we have Gunther calling out The Miz. The Miz says he's coming for Gunther. The Miz says he's a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. He's going to show him what he's about at Survivor Series. But it seems like Gunther just doesn't respect him, to be honest. Then we have Ivor versus Miz in a great match, and Miz gets the victory. That's a bit of a surprise. Then we have Damian Priest then ignites and brings in JD as a member of the Judgment Day, finally. Then we have Gunther congratulating Vinci for helping Kaiser in his match, but he doesn't congratulate Kaiser. Then in the main event of the evening, it's a Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for the unified tag team titles in a great match. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it. But it came down to Drew appearing at ringside for no reason, and it hits Jey Uso with a claymore, which then cost him the match. Then after that, you got Drew shaking Rhea Ripley's hand. Does that mean Drew is part of the Judgment Day? Leave your thoughts and leave a comment.